The African Mining Indaba conference, which officially kicks off today in the mother city, Cape Town. Now, this year's event is set to lead crucial discussions by placing communities at the center of mining's future, an industry that continues to face significant challenges. Now, one of the key hurdles impacting the sector is access to financing, which has become increasingly restrictive for miners, particularly in emerging markets like South Africa and other African nations. To speak on this morning, we're joined by Alchemy Law Africa Partner, Wildu du Plessis. Wildu, very good morning to you. Thank you very much for your time this morning. What can we expect from this year's Mining Indaba when it comes to issues around financing?
Yes, so it's an interesting sort of bit. You guys touched on it earlier. There is a severe sort of crunch on capital for miners in emerging markets like Africa. At Alchemy Alchemy Law, what we do, of course, is we do a lot of legal and advisory work to access capital for miners. But what would have happened overnight with the Trump administration's latest announcement, one would have to see how that pans out, is it puts a further restriction on the traditional sources of capital that a miner can use. So to the extent that the miners typically would have used equity capital or bank funding, debt, they now have to start looking at other sources. So there's a lot of discussions going on about structures that one would traditionally have seen as sort of exotic or strange. We call it streaming or royalty finance or prepaids. All of a sudden, that becomes more important for a mining company to access because the traditional sources of funding, capital and bank debt, is drying up or is becoming more difficult to access. Let's put it like that.
And when we look at those alternative sources of funding, Wildu, what are some of the risks and rewards?